Helokawans, welcome to Immortal Part 2, a high-level D&D campaign with me, your friendly neighborhood game master, Little Cat, and playing tonight are Ben, Ida, Kung, and Mike, playing Posk, Gunnlaug, Zekin, and Speaker, respectively. In session 51, albeit a short session, Zekin wanders around to get his bearings and wonders if this would be a safe place to release his master, but ends up at a funeral parlor somewhat learning how one part of the community deals with not being able to safely die, given the situation with souls being sucked up into the air and brought into mechanical bodies over and over again, like a recycling center nobody wants to be with. The rest of the gang, Sans, Speaker, and Van, walk around to try and jog their memory or make themselves feel better. Who knows? But they did get a burger rumbly out of it, and that's nice, and nobody got a tummy ache. Speaker and Van went around trying to sort out the histories by finding themselves in the library area and speaking to a particular halfling who seems a little bit combative with what he knew compared to what Speaker knew, and all of them could sense that this was more an ego test more than anything else. Anyway, hopefully that was a nice time out for you guys as you find yourself going through the door. Van and Speaker, you're already at home at this point, of your temporary home. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, the the halfling will not follow you. He is basically uninterested because you're like a new guy. You haven't really bought, uh, or rather, he hasn't really bought into who you are and the mysticism behind why you're here. You're just new and you're trying to school him, and he's got work to do. And it's nice that you will pop by. Appreciates you appreciating the library. Make me a perception and a persuasion roll at disadvantage.
I forgot to log in. Okay, so the roll 20 is a bit slow. So perception
Yes.
and persuasion. Uh, Persuasion. This is important enough to speak for speaker, so he'll use the inspiration for the 19.
Okay. You see several of the other junior librarians walking around. They see this heated conversation between the librarian and you and Van looking uncomfortable, and you see them take a wide berth because they don't want anything to do with this. You feel like their superior, this old guy, kind of normally is like this, and they want nothing to do with this. Your 19 persuasion in trying to find somebody to follow you to take down notes is met with a huff. He is non-committal. He's unwilling to help. He looks at you and he's like, "If you can persuade someone, I'm sure they'll follow. Good luck."
Mm.
Do you spend a
Alright.
significant amount of time trying to find these people because they're dodging you?
Okay, seeing that this is a situation of things, speaker will take a different approach and humble himself and says, I apologize. I was just excited to share what I had known, and this is the first place of history I've seen since you know her name, tried to bury and wipe out so much of it. I was overeager and I apologize.
He looks at you and he goes, Wipeout is not exactly the thing that we're trying to do. It simply was not relevant in the current history and how.
No, he's
we move
referring to the
forward."
matriarch wiping out history, so he's
Oh.
excited at seeing like a place that's preserving it.
He acknowledges you, but he doesn't really continue with that. Like, I think he's done for the day. How long do you spend at the library, essentially? Out of your 4 or 5 hours?
The full length of it, pretty much.
Okay. I will say, you do manage to get a junior librarian who is waiting at the door of the library at the last bits before, maybe for half an hour before you realize you need to go back. But even then, they're like shifty eyes. They don't know who you are. You think that this community, depending on who you speak to, can be kind of insular. They're comfortable in their relative safety compared to the quote unquote world outside. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
All of you reach back to the house and you find that sitting down on one of the lounge chairs with sort of a thermos type mug on the table waiting for you with one leg crossed over the other, tapping at the side as if impatient, a copper dragonborn that you recognize as Revert. Although he seems to be impatient, he does look a little bit more relaxed. Welcome back. I trust that you had a good time sightseeing. And it's very surprising to see all of you come back at the same time since you came in different directions.
I look at my invisible watch. Yeah, that happens.
Speaker would say, we've learned to keep track of time since having to deal with things on the other side.
An impressive feat, I will let you know that, considering I cannot keep my team on time unless we specifically say so. And then he looks to two fellows armed with spears. This is the first time you're seeing them with actual physical weapons. But you see that these spears are ornate. They're not designed to stab. They're designed to look impeccable. And they sort of look down in a, I don't really want to talk about this right now in front of new people, boss. Anyway, yes, he stands up, picks up his thermos and puts it in like a little baggie on his belt. Like, you think there's it's a thermos hatch, nice. And he goes, it is time for you to meet the older generation, the people who seem to know what's up. And then he
Speaker will ask, are they like the librarian?
Oh, it's funny you should say. You went to the library?
Yes.
Yes, that may not have been my brightest move.
Can you tell me what or who you met?
Speaker will explain his experience of trying to share and getting kind of shut down there and corrected and all that. I should have been more prudent.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Male, oldish looking fellow, halfling about this high, kind of huffy. That would be one of the people, yes. His name is Zhao. He's not the nicest fellow, but he is very knowledgeable. And now you're walking and talking. He kind of picks up everything that you guys share, depending on what you wish to share. For, particularly, yes?
Do we know how old this guy is, roughly?
The Dragonborn
20s?
looks like he's in
probably.
his human mid-20s. Like, if he was a human person. Okay, let's just say every time I say an age, it's reflected on the
Human
human
age.
person. Yeah, because I don't want to like do math and be like, oh yeah, he's about 230 years old.
Are
So he's like
dragonborns that
a
old?
young.
No.
Don't dragonborns
No, I
age
mean
thought they
in
had, like-
general. In general.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
if there's an elf and you're like, oh, how old do they look? And I'm like, what, 60 in elf years? They're like 450 something.
I see.
Yep, yep. I
Okay.
guess the important thing is, well, for dragonborn it's the same, but like for
Yes.
elves, you might be like, oh, was he around in the before times?
Yes. So
Kind of
he was not
reason,
around in the before times. In fact,
Yeah, yeah. But
you think that dragonborns.
he's like a younger guy.
Yeah, he's like mid 20s.
Young adult.
Very healthy, very spry. You think that he's very good at his job. He's very diligent. Very bright eyes, bushy tailed, but very reserved. Very, you know, people like this. They're very true to their creed.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Rolliver, really chill guy.
Rolliver.
Rolliver twist.
Yeah.
Anyway, so while you're talking and walking, Zekin, you get ascending from Whisper, but it seems garbled. There's some words missing. You hear, in Goldfield, situated, found of Erin's peripheral investigation, found proof of no way in. More info soon. Next.
Uh-oh.
Nice, nice.
Anyway, we'll see if
Yes,
it.
yeah, sorry, I'm trying to catch up.
Okay. I'll
Because,
I'll copy paste.
okay, I got in
Okay.
Goldfield, situated, found proof, no way in, and then something missing. Okay, you copy and paste
We'll
because
report the
Yeah.
end.
yeah,
I need to erase some words. Damn. Wait, give me a second.
yeah, I know, I know you there's
It's like, damn it.
Quickly.
The good old
Redacted.
Discord
Redacted.
spoiler.
This I
Cover.
can't spoiler on Discord. I have to like straight up delete. Hang on. Give
Yeah,
me
I
a
know.
second.
Second?
I'll put
Eh?
well, I'll put a question mark where there's missing words.
yeah, you can put the dot so that I know that it is.
There's
Go
a
on.
mental something there.
Aesthetic.
Reminds me of the Adventure Zone when they have the thing with the.
Oh man, that was so good. You need to drink the water before you can hear the song
Yes.
and the secrets. Hang on. One more bit. Next.
The octopus pea.
The octopus piece. The
Or
jellyfish.
jellyfish or whatever it is.
The jellyfish. Hang on. I think I didn't. Okay, that is what you get.
Water.
It's very comforting to hear her voice. That means she's not dead
Yeah.
yet.
Okay. All right. Do I know if this is sending stone or sending spell? Because I
This is
know-
your
yeah.
sending spell because it's from Whisper. And you know that the
Okay.
sending stone is with the.
Oh, they haven't swapped speech back yet
No.
after the incident. Okay.
I mean, it's one other
Alright.
party member who has it because she already has the spell, so she's like, yeah, you can have it.
Okay. So.
Diversify the assets.
Hmm. This is nice, but also weird about the static. So I'm going to do a sending stone.
You can reply to her before you send.
Oh right, the sending.
Yeah.
Oh right, sending can reply. I would say like repeat there is static. Repeat there's static. I keep saying that a few times so that I know that in between when there's missing, she will hear that word. But that's the only three words that I keep saying
Okay.
over and over.
There's probably still gonna be static because
Yeah.
we're somewhere where there's bad reception, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but I'm just
Um,
telling her that there is info
because
missing.
Seems like there's specific things
Okay.
sort of being redacted more or less,
that's
rather
true.
than
But roll me a D100.
All right, D100.
Because essentially what you've been doing is repeating two words over and over again, so they will understand what's happening. My question is whether or not you
the
will
spell
get
success.
a message back that you can understand.
Yeah. Ooh, the roll 20 is lagging.
Oh,
when is it
Oh.
not?
oh God.
Usually it doesn't in this hour.
Oh,
80.
Well, 80. Oh,
That's-
very good. Because of your quick wit and understanding your team, you'll find out that the actual 80 is pretty good. The actual thing boils down to, and she repeats it again.
I'm not lagging.
In Goldfields, situated, found possible location of Erin's home. Peripheral investigation found proof of life inside. No way in. More info soon. Next orders.
Oh,
She
okay,
seems to habitually say it
Ah.
louder, although she didn't have to.
okay. All right. So, okay,
She just
before I
hit
do
the
a,
sending
I
button
don't have
again.
to
Speak
do
louder.
reply immediately, right? Or do I?
You do have to reply. I wouldn't say super immediately, like you have 1 minute, because it will not sustain for longer than that.
Right, right. Guys, new information. I need your quick opinion right now. The other group has reached Goldfield. Uh, I believe Aaron is the Valeria's
Ex-girlfriend, yes.
ex-girlfriend, right? They might have found where Aaron's home is. Uh,
Wait, like really? Like she physically lives there?
is it a lab?
uh, Shah, can I ask what is per,
Peripheral.
peripheral?
So
Peripheral?
you understand that they have made their
On
way
the side.
around the site to check it out for
Oh,
safety and stuff. So they've just gone around. But
right.
you
So
also know they haven't gone in based on the
right,
message.
Of life
right.
inside.
So they haven't like went in, but have gone around like checking the surrounding areas and found proof that
Go open the joint from
there
the
is
outside.
there is life inside. So, but there's no way in. So, so what I understand is they found her hideout. Likely there is life form inside, but not sure is it what life form is it, like test subject life form or just life form.
Um, if it is Aaron, that might be really dangerous.
Mm. So there's no way in. So right now, I'm what should I put them to do? Is it just stand by or
I'd recommend
continue
them
to?
to lay low and get a read on the place.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
just like watch it, but not be found. Like making sure that they're actually safe. Which
Natural.
All right. Okay. I'll do my sending then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chill.
D- tell them
Yeah.
not to fight, no matter what.
Right. Okay. Lay low. Okay. This is ascending. Lay low. Find a nest. Look out. Do not engage if you found if you saw errors. Do not engage.
You're pretty sure. I'm assuming you repeat this until you cannot because of the static, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm very afraid of the static, so I'm just doing the repeat.
Okay. You think they got it? You hope they got it. For Gunnlaug, you in that moment also get ascending, and some bits are hidden, well, staticky.
Okay. So it might just be an F1 minor static.
Could be, you don't know. But what you get is
Okay.
everything's in ready to back you up. Please be what we're for. I hope you this, and it's this distinct sound of Toby. He sounds
Everything is ready to pack up.
yes, this is what you get.
I thought you said ready to back you up. Please be ready to, and I hope you something.
Everything's ready to
I
back you
hope you
up.
get this.
Please me what we're for.
Please be
I
one
hope
more.
you do.
It's like this is not
Tell
helpful at
me
all.
what we're here for.
Please, yeah, tell me what we're here for. Like, hmm.
You did see what's his name? You did see second repeat over and over again, static again, static again. Static repeat.
Yeah. I might do something similar. Please repeat that. I can't fucking make you out.
And you repeat that
And I will
over
say
again.
that like 3 times.
And I don't know, I want it to end at I can't fucking, and all he hears is please repeat I can't fucking, and he's like, whoa. You hear that again. Do me a D100 roll.
Oh no. Maybe we get other words this time.
Hopefully.
100. Rolling the dice.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh.
Same as second
Okay.
last time.
Large.
You actually managed to get the full thing after listening very carefully. In fact, both of you get the sending at the same time for some reason, and both of you stop in your tracks. Rolliver turns around to go, problems?
Is everything alright?
Oh, wait.
Mm.
This is potentially bad. If this is like something that would normally be a protected area, and something that's been like preventing things from seeing in suddenly is letting things in, that might not be good.
You
Hey,
do
Rolliver,
sending
question.
this one for Gunnlaug. You did sending before, and
Not
did
remember.
okay out of character. Did you tell us, or even tell?
Yes, I've told you guys
okay,
that I've been talking to Toby.
yeah. So
That there are
has
people on
that,
the outside looking for us.
yeah,
and
but
continent.
but
And
have this tactic ever happened before? Like, since you're sending through somewhere
what
probably beyond.
what I haven't told you is that I've found out a couple of things about sending. For example, that you can kind of be like have your sending be redirected to like different phone.
What?
Phone?
Like
Yes,
you
you know,
send
like
someone, but it goes to someone else?
yes, and they can be set up to do that. Which Gunnlaug found out when she's sending the matriarch
Wait,
recently.
guys,
Like,
this might be a
I have
someone
problem.
not
tapped your
told you guys
call,
that yet.
or?
Right. Guys, this might be a problem because remember that the week that we met, the first week that we met up, didn't one of the construct has that weird radio tower thingy inside them?
Yeah.
Wasn't Valeris managed to like get some information? Like, will that be a problem that they pick up this sending?
What do you mean descending?
I don't think that's what's happening. I think there has been something that's been blocking sendings potentially that's now suddenly letting them through.
I think it's even more important that we get those towers down soon.
Yes.
I feel like I'm missing something, Rolliver says.
Um,
Curious. He's okay, you guys are huddled and he's trying to like peek in from the top. He's like, hey, what's happening?
Right,
I just
Rolliver.
like Rolliver and just like drag him into the huddle.
Okay, he's in the huddle now. He's like, okay, what are we talking about?
People
Are your
from the
sending
outside continent
secure?
are trying to figure out when to get here and what to do.
I'm going to have to get somebody else more intelligent than I am to explain this, but essentially, sending's difficult between Haviland and the mainland for obvious reasons. We're trying to not let the matriarch get any of the people here or teleport in. So
right, I was
it-
gonna ask if there was something in place to stop that from happening.
yes, you can do sendings, but it's very tenuous.
Okay. Because things are
Yeah,
coming
okay,
through right now at the same time.
Oh, anything interesting?
Yeah, so
Yes.
yes, but that will be a longer things because I believe you might not know like a lot of the things that we might find. Not sure how much has been told, but
He
yes,
he shrugs. He's like, any information would be good. I'm sure of it. But I think we should walk and talk because you do have an appointment to keep.
I'm gonna sending back Toby with the spell on my own. I'm just typing it out now. 'Cause I want to count the words.
Okay.
And we keep walking, I guess.
Yeah, you're walking and talking. What are you updating Rolliver and what are you keeping from him?
I think if he is privy to hear things later on, he can just come along then, right? Like, instead of us calling him twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to you. He seems like he wants to know, but he knows you.
Is
you
he
know.
allowed to be in on the conversations later?
Oh yeah. He told you that he'll be there with a gnome called Gavin.
Cool.
A gnome
Well.
called Gavin.
gnome go gather. Luckily, it's not a goblin and then.
Oh yeah, you have a goblin called Gavin.
I have a goblin named Gavin.
Gavin the Goblin.
Gavin.
His name is Gavin Foosbar.
Foosbar. Every time I hear the name Gavin, I think of the end of an Incubus song where one of their persons accidentally pressed the delete button on a recording, and the ending was just like, Gavin, look what you fucking almost do. You fucking almost deleted the entire record.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna send to Toby. At F1 Minor, about to chat with leaders that might help. We'll update after. Might make big change.
Okay, roll. I'm gonna roll a D100. Out
You
loud.
don't want to go for my 84?
58. He. You hear back. What you mean by. I hear you mean static, and then it just repeats.
I will do it again, but I'm gonna do it at a higher level and hope that like the potency might help.
I don't.
More of
Okay,
that.
you know factually that's not gonna help.
No, it's not. Okay.
No, you
Then
know
use
your
it and
spell
hear the
enough.
limit.
It's
Okay.
a roll of the dice. Also, because it's another plane of existence, I neglected to make you roll.
Oh yeah, do I roll?
yeah.
I'll roll for that.
The next one you can roll. This one
Look
passes
at my
easy.
good rolls.
It's so easy, so good. Okay, my question is, do you want to keep the 88 for him understanding what you just said, or passing through the next plane?
For understanding what I said.
Okay, I need you to
Then I
roll
roll-
me a D100 to. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, he definitely got it this time, and he goes, you get back. Okay. Good. We'll wait for news, and then he just repeats that over and over again.
Cool.
Okay. You keep walking, and eventually you find yourself in a small yurt-looking area. It's a big, expansive field, kind of windy. There's a warm bite in the air, not necessarily cold enough to feel uncomfortable, but sort of there to give you like a minorly tense situation. The yurt is attached to another yurt, and the door flap seems flappily flapping as you are taken through.
What's a year?
A yurt is like a circular
Hanky
tent.
thing, isn't it?
It's a circular
Here
tent.
is what Leoman's tiny hut really is.
A yurt, but this is a big yurt.
It's like a circus tent yurt.
Kind of. Like, hang on, let me find you a
Size-wise?
picture. Like a Mongolian yurt.
Yeah, I'm just literally thinking like tent, like round
Hang
tent,
on,
like
hang on.
Sami.
Like if you Google Mongolian yurt, it's very pretty inside. Hang on, let me copy image address. I wonder if I can stick it here. Hello? Oh my god, what is that? Let's not. What the fuck?
What does that? Oh no.
Oh no, that was a mistake. Let me delete this. Hide. Hang on.
Ba-dum.
It's so annoying that you can't send images on group chat anymore. Here, this is a yurt.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh,
A tent hut.
it's bigger than this. Obviously, it can house like 2 families. Respectfully, and it's attached to another yurt. It's like a yurt next to a yurt. Anyway, you go inside, and you find yourself confronted with pretty much a panel interview. You're standing in the center of the yurt with next to the pillar. On the side of you, there's a brazier, and then you hear the flap being closed and tied, and you see Rolliver take his place on your left, and a little gnome guy that you understand is Gavin on the right, and they seem to be watching you, hands in front where you can see them. And in front of you, Zakin, you recognize Diaz sitting on one of the chairs. Speaker, you recognize Zhao. And none of you recognize a particular old gold dragonborn female who looks to be in her late 40s. And she nods at you as you walk in. And she's the one who speaks, whereas the other 2 remain quiet. Welcome to Haviland. It's nice to see new faces, but we need to know if the new faces come with new problems or potential solutions. I am Feina. I take care of most of the goings on here. This is Zhao. He takes care of record keeping, and this is Diaz. He maintains peace. And then you see Diaz smile, and you see Zhao sort of like smugly, like shoulder squint. Now, please tell me who you are and what you're doing here. Starting with, she looks at Bosk.
You don't know us.
I may or may not know you. Oh, right. Before anything, Zhao, if you could. And then Zhao stands up on his chair to make himself a little bit more important. And he goes, right, if you may, I'm going to cast a spell called Zone of Truth, and you may please accept it. I'll know if you didn't. And-
I gesture for him to continue. Like,
And then he rubs his
Love that.
hands, and then he opens it wide, and then he claps, and the spell is cast, and you feel yourself ensconced, and you cannot tell a lie. Do you accept this, or do you fight it?
I accept these.
What about the rest of you?
Can I hold a hand in the air and just kind of like, may I speak? Kind of.
Too late.
I do accept it, but I also want to like ask a question.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kang and Mike, does your character accept this nonsense? Oh wow, you
Speaker
are
accepts
crunchy.
it.
Yeah, he's
Speaker
on his
accepts.
phone now because his power got cut.
Oh no! Okay, Kang's power. Okay, so you all accept it. He sits back down on his chair, and then Feina looks at you, who put a hand up. That's very polite of you. Not many people want to do that. Yes, do you have a question? Or facts?
Sure, I'm happy to be under the zone of truth. It's a spell I also know. Would I be able to cast it on you guys so we can all be truthful with each other and be certain of each other's truth?
You can do that in the next round because we're all encompassed within the zone of truth as is. Um,
Well, I don't know that.
that's true. I don't think the magic would cancel each other out. Go ahead.
Shouldn't. I will.
You
Then
feel
I
the
can know
ping.
if the panel is in on it, and they can know that we are. So
Okay.
eh,
You feel the ping of yes, accepted, accepted, accepted. The Zoom call is on.
perfect.
The Zoom of truth. Well, that was delightful and probably the first time we've seen anybody do a know you on us. Delightful, so to speak. I haven't. She sort of, if she had feathers, she would fluff it, and she's like very amused by this. Right,
Happy dragon.
happy dragon. She'd be like a tiny fluffy dragon, but she's not. She's scaly. She's a serious lady. She looks at Bosk as Bosk was trying to say something.
Right. I'll go first. And then I explain that, okay, 250 years ago, blah, 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 blah. And then a group of us were captured. And 2 weeks ago, or however long it's been,
It's a few months.
has it been a few months?
We've traveled for more than 2 weeks just in travel time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's been a few months. It's been
Yeah.
in-game days, like a month. 40,
Okay.
47
A month
days.
ago. A month ago, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we managed to find our way here thanks to, what's his name? Synax. Potato Man.
Index.
Right. Since
That's
you
who
brought
we
him
are.
up, he's in another room waiting for what we decide. His fate is, so to speak, in your hands. Don't worry, he won't be killed. He'll just be demoted. Which I think is worse for Synax given his proclivities.
Hmm.
Right. You were saying you were traveling with one other person.
Right. Apparently he's in the middle of another job at the moment.
And
I describe Valerius,
will we be getting support
the
from
armor
him?
guy. That's a good question.
Surely.
We'll have to ask that lady who is not here right now. Do you know the
We
one?
have no reason to think that Valerius wouldn't continue to help us, though.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, he's just off doing a thing right now.
Assuming
then
he
he'll be
survived.
with us.
Yeah, if
He
he's
has no
alive.
love for the ones that put him under the condition he is in.
Interesting. You see her write something down on a piece of paper, Valerius. And who else might our allies be on the mainland?
So
Anyone who's not under her direct control, I suppose.
we have a little network of people, but I don't know if we should tell you about that just yet. Maybe we want to continue to share our experiences first, and then you can tell us about yourselves, and then maybe then we can, share other people's secrets.
She nods. She recognizes, like game recognize game. There is some wisdom to this group, thank God. Yes, continue.
I think that sums up who we are. As for what we need, and then I look around, that depends on your situation. We just got here. We aren't exactly sure what you're able to provide.
Based on your
We
okay,
want allies.
I'm assuming. Do you tell her or them about the towers and how you brought it down and the necessary
We
stuff?
should do that. Yes.
Okay.
Surely.
Yeah, we should at least
Hour
tell
later.
that much, which will be why we are here.
Okay. She turns around to listen to the others speak. She has identified all of you by name, so now it's just a confirmation of these are the right people that she's talking to. And you tell her about the towers, and he goes, I have definitely enough people here that can provide you with magical power if so needed.
At the strength that would be required?
Exactly what kind of strength do we need?
I'll try to describe. Was it
8th
level
level spell or above.
No,
Eight
seven,
level? No,
seven.
it can't be eight
Seven?
levels.
Yeah, no, just 7, just 7. I remember we didn't go that far
Seven.
up.
I was like, hang on.
Uh,
Wait, what? 8 levels
If
seems
8
like a
levels,
lot.
we only have
spells
Seven.
of the
Go.
similar strength to these ones that I can do.
Okay. Yes.
Gunnlaug tells Firestorm, I think they will know.
Darut Sandstorms.
They,
that's
they
great.
have they have magic knowledge. The question is, does Gunnlaug have magic knowledge?
Well,
Of
I will tell them
course
it's
she-
a similar strength as to when I cast
Yeah.
Firestorm,
Yeah, you
regeneration.
know about the spell,
Shit on.
the concept of
Like,
spell
I have
levels.
all these spells that I like. Good luck is never going to cast resurrection or regenerate. Like they're not even fucking prepared.
You
What I have
know what
prepared
they
is
are.
Firestorm.
Like you innately know because you're a cleric, and then you see recognition from.
Like has conjure celestial. She doesn't even fucking like want to talk to celestial.
What is a celestial?
conjuring those?
You
Like,
start talking
basically
about
Powers good enough.
you start
summon
talking
an
about
angel
these
to
level
assist you.
spells. Yeah. Oh my god, an angel suddenly. The angel will be the one casting the spell. You know. And you see recognition of these kind of spells on the face of Dias, actually. He looks at you and he goes, right, I personally do have access to those kind of spells, and I know several others who will be able to be sent to the mainland, but we need to make sure they know exactly where to go.
Yes. And we're
Right, we
still
haven't
kind of working
found
on some
them
of
yet.
that.
I believe that we can provide. He counts. You see them sort of have a conversation with each other. They're not hiding this from you. They're just counting people at this point. You think. They speak and they're like, we could probably send about 2 teams, and then the rest, unfortunately, will be done one by one. We can take down how many was it again that you mentioned?
Number of towers.
The towers. There
Yes.
should be
Yeah.
5 left.
5 left. So if we can take down 2 at
I
once.
can do one.
So 3 at once,
We
and
could,
then
we could even do 3 at once. Look, and we might have allies from other continents if they can find a way to break through here.
I'm afraid that we need to shut down the.
I don't mean Apple Minor. I mean to this I will make sure to
the mainland.
outline that the whole continent of Kura has been removed from the rest of the world, and that the rest of the world has been made aware of this. And there is at least one organization that's wanting to help and to come aid. But we're not sure.
You see Zhao
how.
and Dai's nod approvingly at your recollection of the outside world, and they're both like, yes, we have been removed into a separate plane of existence, maybe a pocket dimension of sorts, but I couldn't figure out how or why. Well, I can imagine why she would do this, but how? This takes an enormous amount of magic to be siphoned to maintain.
assuming the towers might be what's, running that. That might be the fuel. The
You hear
souls.
from Dias. We believe that the towers might be moving the souls into those mechanical bodies that she's using to usurp control over various locations. I don't personally think that these towers per se are the reason why we have been translocated. But it's a good
Oh.
guess, and we will test your theory by bringing them down.
I
Yeah, I was
can
thinking it might be just what continues to keep it going was what I thought, but I could be wrong.
I can say my experience at least, since I am one of those people who can see the departed being sucked away. It does seems like the tower does keep at least suck the soul in and then keep it until a appropriate amount of time to supply this what I call it dome that is been separating us constantly. We have been to two of them that can tell that they have been pausing at their uh, exact time when they are supposed to deliver this to the dome, like an energy source.
I see.
Speaker would also like to speak up and mention that the nature of these towers, they don't contact the ground exactly. Like there's this strange gap between them that has to be depowered before they can be touched. So he would suggest that this, there's some small pocket dimension aspect to it if it cannot be really touched either and doesn't interact with this.
He, the Zhao pulls out a wand from his robe and he stands up and he waddles to a speaker and he goes, if I may, young one. Talking out of his ass. This is the DM speaking. If I may, this is a wand of minor illusion. Perhaps you could use it to sculpt what exactly you're trying to explain, because I'm having trouble, as are my colleagues, trying to decipher what you mean. And we want to be sure.
I can assist. I think I know what he's talking about.
You definitely can assist. All of you can do this because
We
you
can all
saw,
assist.
you saw
Yeah.
this.
Unit.
And especially for people who did research about Project Moth, you have seen the drawings in some of the documentation, and you can even pull it out if you so wish.
Oh yeah. Wait, can we? We don't have Valerius's.
Yeah,
Oh.
You don't have the
Valerius's,
sketches.
tablet.
Oh, you don't have the tablet, but you do have pieces of paper. And then Van goes,
Right.
hang on, if you don't mind, I can open the, the portable hole. It's kind of messy, but if you would let me, yes, please go on. And then she opens up a portable hole, she dives into it and pulls out like a piece of paper. This isn't exactly what Mr. Valerius was talking about, but I think we can extrapolate and project based on this paper. And then she puts it on the table and with like a piece of charcoal to scribble, and then she closes the portable hole.
Right, because remember, even though Valerius has most of the stuff, but the portable hole is the dumping ground for all the stuff we use.
The paperwork
Correct.
what
The
that is, yeah.
paperwork. Yes.
Because we got a lot of like paperwork and stuff from the other laboratories.
I don't. I guess my team would also agree that if you want to see the papers inside the portable hole, it's a bit messy, and it's kind of really messy, but you can have it. I think we would appreciate that, actually, and because of your forthcoming attitude, I don't think we need to do another round of Zone of Truth at all. She's watching all of you intently to see your reaction to this.
No, I agree.
Because
I don't mind if you don't trust us. That's not the thing.
No, I don't. I
do
don't
have
think.
a question about what's keeping this place so isolated.
Well, we have Zhao, and we have Dyers, and I have my little team of little protectors patrolling, but essentially without their magics and without our collective magics, it would be quite tenuous, which is why we can only send you 2 teams, because any more would interrupt the strength of how we're protecting this. I cannot, unfortunately, give you more information than that in case you become compromised.
Uh,
I hope you understand.
Speaker will look to Gunnlaug, say, can you share that thing about sendings?
Yes. We've been, well, both me and Second just received sendings at the same time, which seems unusual. So I'm wondering if there's something that's blocking it that may have recently failed.
We don't think that it's unusual for sendings to come in at the same time. Perhaps your friends just deemed that time as the correct time. That may have been coincidental, but yes, often
Check in.
there
Mm.
will be some sort of disturbance for sending going in and out. It's part of the filter that we have created around this island.
That seems
Then,
reasonable.
then that
Uh,
checks out. Yeah.
Speaker, what about the diversion?
A diversion? What do you mean?
I've discovered that some people are capable of making other people receive their sendings.
Now hold on. What do you mean? I've never heard of magic being moved apart like that. What do you mean that somebody else can receive yours? That's perverse.
Yes. It was surprising. Now, I haven't informed the party of this yet, by the way.
Yeah, so we're just like,
This
what
is
do
the
you mean?
first
Yeah.
time hearing about this.
Yeah, but the telephone one, that was out of character, right? You were saying just
Yeah.
now. Yeah, so,
So
yeah.
I've just informed you that I've experienced that. I haven't told you guys any other context.
And who
Oh.
was this perversion of magics done by?
Matriarch.
You see all of them sort of like, huh. And you've been in contact with Ketsia.
Very briefly.
Wait, she sent you something?
I sent her something. And well, it went to someone else first, and then later on, she responded.
Right.
Ooh.
What did you send her?
We can talk about that later, maybe.
Okay. Right. Mm.
I have heard stories about. This is the Dias talking. I've heard stories about Ketsia taking in children. And I've heard of one of them being a half-orc. I thought perhaps I could stow this memory away, given the situation with the lost villages, but I think we're looking at one of the children.
Well, I
We did
don't really
tell them
consider
who
myself
we are.
a child.
I mean, yes, but now it's like confirmed.
Yeah. I don't think I was a child anymore when she took me, and it's been 250 years, so I don't know if that really... But yes.
I sympathize and empathize with you. She is quite a horrible creature, who's long lived even for me. And our table here,
Yeah.
our cohort.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have much information about her aside from she's an absolute terror and we must stop her. But there's nothing we can
Terror
do.
wasn't the word I was going to use. I was going to be meaner, but that's fine.
Please, feel free. Yes, feel free to be as colorful a language as you wish to use. This is a safe space. We all hate the same people, I should think. Says the Dragonborn. Now
Oh,
then,
yeah.
you've been putting a lot of legwork, and we appreciate that, and we're not about to chastise you for doing something that we should have done years ago. Unfortunately, we were never capable of doing so without destroying the sanctity of this island. And we thank you for that.
We were safe here. It makes sense.
So just to pause a bit, so we did share the minor illusions of the obelisk
Surely.
and the papers and all that. So that was already done. Right?
Yes, I assume this happens while
Yeah.
you're having this conversation.
Yeah. All right.
It's
yeah,
a
continue.
very dynamic room. You're just like pulling up spires, and they're like, "Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, what did you say about Kezia? Oh, you're her kid. Oh my god,
Okay.
what's that tower? What's that red thing? Why does it bounce? Did you try to punch it? That kind of thing. Like really sporadic questions and answers as you build up the thing. Usual stuff, enough for you to sufficiently give them the information that they have at least something.
Because I think we did have the drawings that we used to explain all this to Topher and stuff, so
Mhm.
it should be quite easy.
You're well used to this.
Yeah.
We have a significant amount of information now, and I think Sinex would be not demoted, but his privileges for transporting himself here and there would be limited. However, what are your plans moving forward? We have some ideas, but we don't know the terrain anymore.
And we need to locate more towers with surety. We need to.
And the best
We
way
need
is
to
to walk right
confirm-
into the tower area. This is correct, yes?
Oh, it'll fucking let you know when you're there.
And
Mm,
you mentioned something
we
about
have
being
detailed information of the one near Falsen, so
Yeah.
yes.
if I
And
could
that's
talk
one
to
that
your
could be
scouts,
easy
I
for
could
you
fill
guys
them
to
in.
take out.
That leaves 4 more.
yes. So we are right now just doing guesswork that there will be some more like towards the south, close to hers. There's maybe the furthest one to the north. Just guesswork right now, but
Speaker will have the map out, and he'll mark out the ones that the one that we destroyed near the Everglade,
Yeah.
as well
Yeah.
as the where the
One
Falsen
by
one
one.
is, and then like you'll say, uh, he will ask like, Synex was quite active with the villagers that needed help. I think the merchant network may be able to help with this, or at least the ones not involved with her, because they move around a lot.
It is, in my opinion and knowledge, that merchant networks tend to be quite, what's that word I'm looking for?
Profit driven.
Correct. The word doesn't come to me right now, but they don't really follow a particular leader or spirit, and they will work with anyone.
I
Like
believe
mercenaries?
this
Sorry?
like mercenary. She says.
Oh, yes, a little bit like that, but more cutthroat because, money.
All right, but this one, I generally believe that they are not the type you are thinking about. They have their agenda as well, which kind of yes.
Some of these merchants come about because their villages went up in flames.
So you can assume they have a grudge
We'll
against.
still be very careful.
Yes, so the tenets of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and so on and so forth. Agnostic, that's the word that I was looking for. Merchants tend to be quite agnostic.
Right.
Oh. Well, if you trust them, and if you have ways to contact them, perhaps they can be used to find all these spire tower locations. And we may pick the ones that seem most painful and target those. And with most of them down, I don't think the Getsia will be able to turn a blind eye to us any longer. She seems to... He looks at Gunnlaug. With your conversation with her, does she seem perturbed?
No.
She's quite vexing as an individual. It seems that she's always 10 to 20 steps ahead of us.
And we also know that, well, I know that I've broken that conditioning in the past, and she's obviously reapplied it more than once. So I don't think she's that concerned.
Yes. But however, conditioning, since you have broken it, and so sufficiently so, I should think she's
I'm
maybe
assuming
panicking
this
a
is the
little bit.
furthest away I've ever gotten from her, yes. Far
Very
as I know.
strange. Her machinations. Well, while she is not hunting you per se, this is the best time we have, if any. Now then, plans.
Right. You mentioned you'd be able to supply us with 2 teams.
He nods.
In addition to the 2 teams, do you have any other spellcasters? Things as they are, spellcasters are short supply on the mainland. Whereas fielding the teams, that's not a big problem.
Thaina nods. Again, the spellcasters are dedicated once they reach a certain level of advocacy, will be relegated to maintaining our separation from the mainland, so we cannot really give you that many. The ones we can spare would be less helpful. And unsure if their capacity in the field would be good. They might just straight up die.
When you say less helpful, do you mean like they're not
They're not particularly
trained for the
field
field,
trained.
or
Unlike, and then he points at Gavin and Rolliver. These two, Rolliver is trained under myself, and Gavin is trained under myself, and Rolliver is Zhao's aide. So both of them have some experience. Unfortunately, Rolliver will be unable to go with you as he protects the peripheral of the island.
all we need for them to be able to do is cast the prerequisite level spell?
Oh yes, the 2 spellcasters will be going with you in the 2 teams.
Ah, okay. So they actually only have like these 3.
Yeah, they only have those to
Okay.
spare.
Okay, so
Right.
in normal terms, what they're saying
Gotcha,
is they can give you 2 teams of the necessary people to hit 2 towers
Yep.
at the same
Like,
time.
they don't
as you
have
guys.
extra casters that
Yeah.
are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just I can cast the spell, but I'm not an adventurer. There are no such
Yeah,
kinds
kind of.
people.
There's
Okay.
only like 2 available teams that can go with you on the ground, and the rest are like, yeah, sure, you can bring like a level 6 caster, but they might die.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
not
you-
exactly help. Like they don't meet the requirement. Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And chances are
Unknown.
they don't even want to go.
Yeah.
Our original plan is we don't want for her to even know the tower went down, so want to try to hit all 5 of them at the same time if possible.
I
But
mean, she might
we will-
know already.
I'm
Uh,
afraid
already
that
do.
with 1 tower down, that might just be already too late. She
Yeah, sure.
knows. It's just strange that she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Speaker will ask, we know little about her, but you know her by name.
Well, I've been alive for quite a while. Unlike Faina and Dyers. So, what I know of Kezia, and she well outlives me by several hundred years. And I speak her name as to reduce the impact of whispers of what a monster she actually is. If you understand. But I have no near vicinity to her persons as it is. Keep using her name
What?
without deference.
What do you know of her past then?
Well, she's always been, from what I heard, quite power hungry, but that's not something that I care about. A long time mistress of the Ice Root College, the dean, the headmistress. She
That's correct.
I guess that most of her machinations were from there, and I do know that her family history is such that she is the peripheral of the main noble family. I can't remember the name exactly right now, it's been a while, but they are also defunct, if not replaced by her own brood.
Zara House?
No, the elfin one.
Oh,
If I'm not mistaken, and then he turns to Faina and sort of bows in like an apology that this happened. Like Faina's like, yes, so the whole fiasco with the genocide of my entire race, that was because a dragonborn noble family at one point pissed her family off. Personally, I don't understand why you would stoop to that level of pettiness to annihilate an entire race of people, but sure. I have no love there.
Not. Yes, of course. Goes without saying, really.
Pain.
Biko or not? I'm trying to look for my previous notes with Granny Fane without talking about Granny Fane. Let me-
As you think about that, Dais actually turns to Gunnlaug. I feel a certain kinship with you, young lady. We seem to be following the same direction, if not slightly askew. Can
Who's
I-
dying?
Dais is the cleric fellow.
The priest.
The
The
priest.
priest,
Oh,
the
okay.
cleric.
Yeah. The
Uh,
one that you... Is it the one you met earlier?
Yes.
The
same
one Mume or
Yeah.
Zuken met. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Very good.
Tell me, young one, or Gunnlaug, what do you stand for?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm still kind of figuring that out myself, but I think it's maybe less about what I stand for these days and more about what I won't fall for again.
And what is that?
It'll sound very cheesy if I say freedom, but freedom of mind and autonomy, I think, has become very dear to my heart. I mean, it always was in the past, but I think I'm ready to defend that a bit more viciously than in the past as well.
He nods. Peace comes in very varied ways. You and I sit in the same area, just diverging a little bit. And how do you suppose you would like to achieve this?
Well, I do think that, while it's horrible that we're being subjected to oppression and cruelty, I think the actual tragedy is doing nothing about it. If we want peace, I think we've got to be ready to fucking fight for it.
He nods.
you've created a little haven for refugees here, but there's a whole continent suffering. All of their lives are just sitting in the hands of a tyrant. I don't think they should be accepting that fear or the lies that they're being told, and I can't set them free. They need to help us do that. They need to be a part of it, and well, I think we should fucking riot. All of us.
He has the biggest smile on his face seeing your conviction, and he goes, perhaps, if you would like, we could sit together to really understand what you can do to capture the minds and hearts of the people of the mainland.
I'd like that.
I can't promise that any of the things I know will be relevant in this day and age, and so far removed from the peace that I have wrought here in Haviland. But you're a smart young lady, and I think you can change what you know to fit your best needs. And that goes for the rest of you as well. And then you see Zhao sort of huff. He doesn't like the attention not being on himself.
I think we can convince a lot of people, to be honest. She's ready to take minds, to take hopes, to literally steal souls. What else is there left to fight for? Like, there's nothing left to give her. So, what? Fight or die?
People are interesting creatures. We know when to step back. And unfortunately for us, he looks at himself and the two others. We took a step back for too long. To the benefit and detriment of several groups of people.
I'm not one to speak. I've knelt before her fucking feet, but I'm ready to bite that hand right now.
That is a delightful thing to want to achieve, the biting of that hand. I'm with you, Gunnlaug, and the rest of you. For the moment we have to prepare. What will you do in this fine town while we do prepare? Because I can't really, in good faith, send any of you back to the mainland as you are.
Well, Rolliver mentioned that, like when he brought us in, he mentioned that you were in need of people with medical training.
Yes. The Dias mentioned you have medical training. This is correct.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So if we were staying a while, I could set myself up here.
He sort of looks at you, and you feel like you're having holes bored into your soul. It does get uncomfortable a little, and you are taken back to when... Give me a childhood memory that your parents sort of coaxed it out of you by just staring at you.
When she snuck out at night to hang out with friends.
It was the morning
Climbed
after.
out the window.
You managed to get a sending while you were outside telling you to come back home now, and the voice sounds pissed. But as soon as you came home, you found your parents sitting at the kitchen, sort of with one light on, very interrogatey, but no words were said. They just watched you and kept silent until you cracked and told them why. But as soon as they understood what you did, there was no chastising. It was just this, I understand you're a child. I understand that you want to have fun, but there are limitations to what you can and cannot do, blah, 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 safety, blah, blah, blah. And you feel the same kind of boring a hole into your soul, like, tell me what you don't want to tell other people so that we can help you. It's up to you whether you want to say words with this, but he is looking at you like there's something there.
Oh no, Vosk was just like, oh yeah, you said that y'all might need help, and then I can help. I haven't really taken a proper walk through the neighborhood to see how bad things are. But from what I have seen, things aren't that dire.
He nods, and the Dragonborn speaks up, and she goes, I can take you around. We'll go to the infirmary first, but there are some people who, although not dire, they have existing problems that manifest too quickly and too frequently for us to deal with. We're not entirely sure what it
Can I
is.
tell what she means, or no?
It could be
Do I know
congenital
what she's talking about?
disease.
Okay.
It
I
could
just
be
nod and be like,
yeah,
okay.
it could be like the flu but worse. It could be COVID. You don't know.
Right.
But it seems that they're severely lacking in that kind of preparation. Like, they can heal little things. They have clerics and stuff, but if it's spreading, it might be bad.
Yes. Understood. I nod and agree.
Just to have like a professional opinion, because the people here have been around the same people over and over again. An outside view would be helpful, and you're like, yes, a second opinion. Yes, I understand that.
Second opinion.
A second opinion.
Hey, I'm here.
Chicken opinion.
A chicken opinion. The cat man, second. And what have you throughout all of this?
Not sure, haven't. There's so much to see, but yet so little time. How is. I know you guys can protect yourself, but how is your martial prowess over here?
I'd like to think that I've trained the young ones well, but again, training does not trump field experience. And as much as I want to train them, I don't feel like sending them out into the mainland. It's far too dangerous.
It is.
Theoretically,
Dangerous
they'll
and
do
wild.
well. I trust that Gavin and Rolliver will do quite well, but I cannot promise that they will not be bested.
I will at least let them often is going out to know what they will come across. Like, what are the matrons patrol look like and such, so that they are better will prepared or hide away from. Nah, for the rest of the time, I'm not sure what to do. To be fair.
This time, sorry, I burped. Faye now pulls out the map, and we'll go to the main map. And she goes,
I'm in.
can you give us a ballpark of where these towers are that you think?
That
Oh.
we think.
The
That
map-
we think, okay, so
Mappity map.
Alright.
did we do that already? Did we like, oh, we think they're here, here?
I think we did it in Owl Bear.
Yes.
Yeah, we did it in Owlbear just to like estimate.
Okay, I will bear. Oh, you have linked. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Yes, yes.
So I believe this is not. Is this one of the estimated points?
Yeah, so the triangles are your estimations, I believe.
So this triangle will not matter anymore since the tower is here.
Yes,
So,
you found that tower, so that triangle is gone.
okay. Right. So we'll tell them when the tower that we found, that single tower that is near Falsen,
Okay.
and then the estimation is the one towards the west or northwest at least towards the Falsen, this bunch of forest over here, at least guesstimation, and one towards the east, this forest, and the one that we took down is the far east, this corner,
1, 2, 3.
and then probably there's one down here at the far northeast.
There might be more than one down there. That's
There
a
is
lot of
one.
lanterns.
There's one more. I want to guess that there's one more that's somewhere around here, the most corner.
Okay.
That
You know for a fact that the ruins of Emir is not a place where people complain about having sickness.
Yeah. So then either it will be here, down down where place would be hidden, because the place that the tower that we have taken down and also found is somewhere close towards the border, which that is my guess, Ziken's guess is that they would be near somewhere that's close towards the border so that there's can still maintain up. Also, I remember that the tower also counts as a signal, what you call it, like a telephone booth. The easier way to say it is like they transmit signal. Last time that we were discussing, we think that there is also some signal that's sending out. So not sure how it connects that.
That's interesting.
Uh,
Yes,
sorry to
please,
interrupt.
please
The
go on.
DM just said that the ruins of Emir doesn't have the feeling of a tower.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
so
spoke
that
to several people and they were like, yeah, it's there. You can visit it if you
yeah,
want.
so people have been going there, like, for what I understand from
Nobody really
um
goes there, but historically there's no towers
no
there.
one
And
has
you know for a fact that these kind of towers were built
Mhm.
like 150 years before you
We
even
know
born.
we know the time frame when they were built.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no complaint from there, but
Do we know
there
if they always had this like aura of feels badness
You're
to
not
them?
sure. Would you like
have
to use a point?
Do
How
we have
no.
more
points?
points do we
Don't-
have?
For Project
we
Moth, you have
already-
9 knowledge points.
Yeah, we use a point.
Yeah, you use a point.
Use a point.
8.
I want to say, didn't we also go here and we also try
Oh.
to make sure we didn't get
Okay, so
like-
with that knowledge point, you know for a fact that the sickness ray or whatever it is wasn't turned on until it was activated from your
Ah,
notes.
okay.
But
I see.
you also know from the notes that most people couldn't see the towers.
Yes. Okay, so the sickness one wasn't, but the what's it called? The camouflage
Was
the
there? Yeah.
perception blocker was there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
While it was being
I
built,
find it
to
int-
even
Mhm.
Even to us, it's also camouflage until we get
Yeah,
close
yeah.
enough
We have to
see
get
Correct.
it.
close, then
Yep.
we can see it.
Yeah, but I'm just picturing this weird image. They're like, imagine the family Zaraha saying like, why are you spending our national budget building something that doesn't exist because it's invisible? It's like, how's work progressing? I can't tell.
I think you know, politics be politicking. they would have explained like a really good reason, and the Zarahas, well, clearly Firdaus didn't trust, which is why she got you guys. But the rest seems to be like, this checks out, sure. This will be for the good of the nation, right? Yes, okay.
Okay, there's another thing to consider. Because at first, when I was putting the estimates of the towers down, my assumption was some form of equidistance. Because, like tower relay kind of thing. But when we were at a former brawl around Ulcid Tunnels, when we were up and around there, we didn't feel any weirdness, right?
No, you did not. The Ulcid
Yeah.
Tunnels
So
area and traveling seems to be pretty
So-
free, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going-
if we assume that there's no tower around Brawl, that means the tower can jump a really long distance. If you see where I'm getting at?
That's a
Okay,
good
so-
point to bring up. Perhaps we need to consider the purpose of the tower, and maybe it doesn't have to be equidistant.
Okay, out of character question towards the group as well. Last time when we are with the what called is it Granny? Granny?
Yeah.
Or anything.
Granny Fane. We
Yes.
were
Well, speaker
saying
would not allow the mention of Granny Fane, but this
yeah
this
no
our
but this is
character.
this is our character but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah. Out of character. Right?
so we were once teleported to her one location sanctum which is near the triangle and we didn't get sick or feel the sickness the entire day, right? So
Where?
What do you mean?
No.
because
You mean the Falsen one?
no
We
no
weren't
no no no
teleported
not
here.
not
I don't
not the
think we were
fountain,
ever
no.
here.
No, we okay, so we travel from first the
Brawl
journey
from
from
Ulcid
here,
Tunnels.
We were
go
here.
to Orchid Tunnel here, right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then when we were going out we found Granny
Granny Fane.
Granny's
Yeah.
Spain house. And then she take us and then the house walk somewhere.
No, I
I
think it
believe-
I don't
teleported.
think the house walked. Like we were in like
Here. She walked
Oh.
here.
Yeah, she
yeah,
she walked here. So
teleported us.
that's why I was going to say like did we sense like sickness? We
Mm.
didn't sense
I
sickness
No.
I
around
don't
here,
think
right?
this is close enough.
Mm.
Even
So
if it
we
were
don't-
here, we wouldn't feel it while we were here.
Mm.
But to answer
'Cause,
your
like,
question,
remember-
no.
Remember,
Okay.
like we were in Everglades, right?
Yes.
We had to like exit this way, and then we were like, "Oh, something's up."
Yeah.
Okay, we to confirm the theory that it is like further or closer, we might need to check the two forests that is at the left and right of Falsen.
Actually, can we spend a knowledge point to try and determine of the 6 towers constructed, what kind of terrain would whether they were built on hills or some kind of thing detailing forest clearance?
You find out, and you don't have to use a knowledge point because it doesn't really help you,
Okay.
that terrain is not the answer.
I'm wondering,
Yeah, 'cause
guys.
the one near Falsen is like on a
Up
freaking
on
mountain.
the
Yeah.
mountain at the very top, right? If I'm not wrong.
Trouble to get.
Gunnlaug, what
yeah,
were you
but I
saying?
was thinking like, sorry,
I-
never mind.
I was wondering, you guys remember when we traveled back in the part 1 of the game, when we traveled with all the woofers and everything out to
Yeah.
where the general had their military? You
All
reckon
the
that
way
would
in
be a good
Locklear
place
down
for it?
there.
Yeah, surely there's a tower there. Right? Or in that
Uh,
general area, like in the open plains of like the frozen wasteland. That seems
Yeah,
Wait,
like
I,
but
w- I would
tower play.
assume there's a few towers like down there out of ice root range.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, you see the blue circle? That's the warm area of ice root,
Correct.
right?
That is the habitable zone. That's where the farming
Okay.
is.
I think-
The
Yeah.
holiday is.
I think we can safely say there will be no towers in that zone.
Yes.
Yep.
This is out of
So,
pure guessing. Yeah, because there's 6 forests, so there's 6 towers.
So that's why like I was trying to see if there was anything mentioning like when they were building the towers, did they have to clear mountains and all that? Because if
Well-
we even know that out of 6 towers, 4 needed forest clearing or something, that's something to go on. But
Yeah, but there's one
Yeah.
in the very tip top
Like
of the
this
mountain.
one is
Even in the forest one, right? There is clearing or whatever
Yeah.
that they have to build their monuments at.
Second, this might help, but you know that on the island itself, you have intermittent loss of souls.
Okay.
Yes, but before that, when we are traveling, there's like a devoid of souls, right? After the first tower went down, then I can see some souls around. So
Yes, but I'm talking
let me think.
about
so
the souls that you have seen on the island. And the reason why they keep certain dead souls in the jade before they take it as far as they can go to the arrow in the circle.
hmm. So there's intermediate.
Intermittent, so it's
So
off and on. It's like 50
all right.
50 connection too far away, that kind of thing.
So
But
let's
near enough.
get a wow. I want to have a wild guess that there is a tower somewhere here, close enough but not too far, that it would still affect the island.
No. I think what the DM is saying. Remember how close we had to be to the thing to like feel the effects?
Yeah, but
And
there.
And
Hmm.
yeah.
And
okay, but like on Eflon Minor, given how the island is, I don't think there's any tower on the island that wouldn't be detected just by the sickness parts.
Yes, yes. If there was
Especially
one on minor, we would know about it.
yeah. So is it possible for towers to be constructed out at sea?
no.
I don't think they even like because like how unsafe the sea is, right? From all the
Mm.
stories I've heard, even when I go try to go across the sea, I go the shortest route, which is like here the port. Um, so I don't think even she would be attempting to do something on the sea.
Yes.
So I'm
Uh,
still
Do
these
guessing
guys
that
know what tower?
there's a tower somewhere.
Okay, let me think a bit again. So Everglades was near a tower.
Yes.
Bloomington was near a tower. Also, Bloomington is near a city. City provides bodies and medical stuff for the research facility. Uh, is there and then like okay, Gated is a bit far from Everglades. But I was thinking like, is there a requirement or something that helps a tower be near a research facility or a city?
I do want to. I'm not sure if this is the thing because I remember saying that I'm not sure if this is being confirmed or not, but the information relay that we talk about that the tower might be a information relay as well.
Yes.
So maybe that's why the the laboratory or the research facility close to one
Yeah.
most of the time.
Okay.
Does boss know how many labs there are besides these two?
I only knew of these two, I think.
Hmm.
Does Valerius know of any more Aryan labs? Aryan labs.
You don't know.
Okay, that's dangerous then
Know where
because
Aaron
okay, that's dangerous though because the team in Goldfield found Arian's
Yeah.
home.
Correct.
And I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure
but
if that is a home or a laboratory, which is a dangerous guess.
Correct. Okay, going back to what speaker was talking about, maybe there. What was it? What was your train of thought?
okay. Like, is there? I noticed that there's a lab near both of these towers at roughly the same sort of distances, which definitely like mean in
Coincidentally.
suggest some kind of like, transmission assistance. There's like a benefit to putting them there. So that's why I asked about the lab part, because looks like putting a lab near a tower is helpful to it. Now I'm have to reconsider what I thought about the warm area. If like Arim has a house and lab and something, but then it it would have to be a bit further away to not get people sick.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have to think. Okay, up there I know there's a Clean Maroon place.
That seems to be, according to your sources, a
Mm.
cliffside village. And they are also very secretive. Mostly
Yes.
flying fellows.
Yeah. But from what the merchants say, they're just secretive, right? They don't seem to have any sicknesses or issues coming
No,
out.
no. They seem to be quite happy where they are.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
a thing that I would have wanted to ask Chicken's team because something in what's her name? The previous intern's notes.
Mm.
There's some medical outbreak, like
Mm.
something like that involved in like happening in Goldfield, which is why she joined
Oh, I
the lab.
can try to do a
Oh,
I can try to do a sending as a item because I have sending stone, but that is a dangerous.
wait,
That's
wait.
very dangerous.
Okay, I think the things are lining up if you put it that way.
Yeah, because if
Outbreak.
Aaron home might be the laboratory.
Mm. Okay. I would say also while we're at this, like Beaker would be very forthcoming to the others. He would also mention besides the towers, what are these other freakish projects that have been going on, like the ooze project, the children thing, the yeah, he he'll mention those as well because those tie in directly to the constructs that Valerius has made before or and that's now being made with or without him
You
and
mentioned
how they're bound.
the missing children from Falsen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, well, he will
The
ask about that, but
The creepy ones.
yeah. But also, but I mean, there's two groups of missing children. One's the Falsen one is the ooze stuff.
I can explain to you the missing children from Falsen, but not this ooze stuff. The missing
Okay.
children from Falsen are safe here.
Okay, that's good.
We've been working
What's his
with
name told us.
correct. So Synex has been helping to arrange, and Belil is the one who gives us information on who is the people that we have to try and abscond with, and I can confirm that Belil has said that the parents of the missing children were former resistance groups members.
Yep. The kids are safe. Were the parents taken as well, or
The parents is taken, right?
She shakes her head. Unfortunately, the children are only taken when the parents perish.
right? So the
No,
parents are
I'm
being disappeared by someone else.
yeah. So the parents is like taken. When I say taken, means is
They're
the
killed.
not safe.
We cannot
Not safe.
confirm what their activities were, considering how fragmented these resistance groups are. They might be
Yeah.
up to no good themselves. They might just be at the wrong place in the wrong time. But we can confirm that they no longer exist. They are part of the machinery that is Ketsia's little menagerie of
Plaything.
toys.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Speaker wanted to talk about these because he will explain based on how the souls are put into the machines and explain from like his point of view like how to damage these machines, how to break them, how they're held together,
No, not right
and
scribble
the
scribble.
other thing which is the necrotic ooze stuff that turns bodies into troops. He'll also explain that how it infects and spreads and so forth. So he's coming from the point of view of like, what are these things and how do you destroy them or stop them or recognize them?
We have not heard of this news at all. In fact, Synax and everyone is very far removed from this new threat. How can you
Those,
confirm that this is not spreading across the waters?
have
Wait, is she talking about like the ooze?
Yeah.
the ooze, yeah.
She
I
is
don't think-
very worried
well-
about the ooze right now. Like, you're sus.
Do we know that the
Wait,
ooze can
well,
spread?
I used to work on the ooze, and I have some of the report files. I think if we were trying to use them to cross the oceans, I'd have records of it. As things stand, we don't have. I haven't found anything like that.
You see relief wash over her as she finds out that the island will still remain safe. In a way.
Speaking of the waters, though,
But out of curiosity, out of character, Ben, have you tried using your primeval awareness here yet?
Can we try at least one just to make sure there's no tower height there?
I haven't. I can try.
Yeah,
please.
just to ease our pain that there's no tower hidden in plain sight.
Okay, I shall sense
Okay.
oozes.
You space out for 1 minute as everybody is talking around you, and you don't get ooze blips.
Okay,
Undead?
a good sign.
Undead. Can you do it at the same time? I don't think so. Do you? Yes, can.
No.
No.
I have to do one and then
Okay,
the
are
other.
you doing one for undead?
Sure, why not?
Okay,
I mean,
you
we are
do.
spending days here, right? Might as well.
Nearby, within 8
Just another
kilometers,
minute.
you get 3 blips of undead individuals.
Okay, where? How far?
Just very far from each other. They're so disparate. In location, you're like, but why? Why do they even exist? There is confusion flashing
Okay.
across your face, and then Zhao is like,
I'll bring it up and ask.
You look concerned.
By the way, are there undead on this island?
Yes, some of our people are practicing in the necromantic
Necromancy.
arts and have resurrected
Ah.
some of them have family members to do odd jobs. I don't question it. It's their family.
All right. Not.
that checks
Um,
out at least.
We did explain to them that, like, oh, by the way, the strange constructs ping is undead for some reason.
Oh,
because we
yeah,
used-
Ping as undead, and also because I have dealt and told boss before that anything that hurts undead more hurts them as well. And then I show them the sun sword that I have.
I
Yes.
don't understand. Why would constructs be considered undead? Is it because
I'm
they're
not
fed by
sure.
souls?
Yes,
I
Most
think
likely.
that indeed, like these two people have explained, most likely, yes, the souls make them undead, and the constructs are just mere shell casings, kind of like. And then he goes on a rant about hermit crabs.
Oh no.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, him talking is fine.
Um,
Sorry,
no,
did Gunnlaug want to add something?
No, not about this. I think we covered that.
You all seem to be particularly invested in the missing children. Would you like to meet them?
Speaker would say that he would like to meet at least little Jean, because he says he had a little talk with Annie and there's concerns on that as well.
Yes, I can arrange for that. Gavin, would you mind sending them to the playhouse tomorrow morning? Maybe that wouldn't scare the children so much. They do have some adjusting to do. It's only been a month. Sure, will do. I'll come get you at your house. Anybody wants to follow, we'll go get breakfast as well. Right.
Okay.
Is there any
Right.
particular
Would-
reason you're attached to this gene?
Well, when we were starting to look into the missing children, she was one of the earliest links that I could find, and I spoke to her caretakers, assuming the worst, given the parents and all, and the experiments with children. And she did ask for some closure. I can at least tell her that, well, I'll think of what to tell her. At least talk to Jean.
You see the brow ridges on the Dragonborn furrow. We don't usually pick up children from people who are happy in a family home. I shall have a word with Sinex on how he arranges the
Oh,
transfers.
no, her mother disappeared first.
And what of this Annie?
She's a caretaker after the mother disappeared, and I believe she's a partner to the mother as well.
Again, we don't tend to pick up children who are already in somewhat happy homes. Thank you nonetheless. Is there anything we can do for this Annie person? I'm sure she might be quite distraught at the missing gene.
Is it safe for us to even... I'm not sure what we are going to do. Are we going to give her back to Jean?
Actually, we might have to ask first, what is going on in Falsen?
Your
Ooh.
guess is as
Things
good
seem
as
to have
mine.
changed since.
Alright, I think our employer did want us to unseat the current quote-unquote ruler.
Guy
If
in
we had
power.
the time in our schedules.
Your employer?
The person who helped us get into Falsen.
Right. If
Quote,
I'm not
unquote,
mistaken, Belil, Nadira, and Topher confirmed that you are in contact with a particular merchant who is somewhat unscrupulous, but most of the time quite helpful, although we don't see eye to eye.
Yes.
His name changes all the time.
Indeed, which is very hard for me to understand why. But if you trust him as an employer, she does bunny quotes, then I don't see why not. I also will have to say that whatever happens in Falsen could be your first place. Yes.
Not
Diaz turns to Gunnlaug. It definitely sounds like that might be the first place you look to change the
Yes.
hearts and the minds.
That's what I was thinking.
Speaking
Needs some
of,
changing.
how are you traveling?
what do you
I
I
mean?
mean,
thought
literally or like
probably-
emotionally?
To,
Uh,
how,
she's saying that we shouldn't use the same way we came to get back in case we compromise it.
no, as in physically, are you... How, you do have somebody to cast teleportation spells, don't you?
No.
You've been walking the entire time.
We've been
Yes.
traveling
Oh.
for months.
That's mad!
Not for months. We've been traveling for a little bit over a month, like 6 weeks.
And you've done all this while walking. That's I commend you.
We're very
I
fast
w- I
walkers. We're
do
not
want
telling them about Granny.
No.
I do
Yeah.
want to say that for all that is worth, me who went out to hunt and travel alone for quite a while, it is very normal for the mainland that there's less. Uh,
We haven't been lucky enough to have a mage who can teleport
yes,
us around.
less lucky. For what boss
Yeah,
said.
I used to be able to, but I can only kind of get us to a point that I have set up beforehand, and that point is cut off because it's in another dimension, essentially.
And Dias looks at you. Yes, that spell. Have you decided on a new place to call home?
No. It's been
In-
6 weeks and we've been walking around and nowhere.
In your own time, then. I believe that I've been quite helpful, but I'd like to be more helpful. And you realize that the halfling just wants more attention. And he's like, he pulls out a sort
He's
of,
helpful, not like demanding attention. That's completely fine.
he's like, pet me! I am a cat, meow meow.
I am a literal cat.
Pay attention to me! He pulls out a staff and a little marble that when you shake, it's attached to like a silver chain.
Chicken goes, rah!
He goes, "Wah!"
Attacks it. Attack it,
He
chicken.
gets confused. A laser pointer comes out and chicken goes crazy. No.
Oh, shit.
He
Hunter
pretty
attack,
much
get down.
Ah! He brings out that marble that's attached to a silver chain, and it's sort of see-through with specks of like moving universe. It feels all of you sort of eye into this, and you forget that he's also holding a staff, and he goes, perhaps this would help you in the travels. This scrying sphere. If you have anyone in a particular location, you can figure out, if there's a place where you want to land. And this is teleportation stuff once a day.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
I think given
are
the
there any
situation
limitations to its use?
and how far you have to travel, I can't imagine we can do anything of significance.
Can it take us anywhere we want to go, or is it somewhere you need to be familiar with, or is it like set to a teleportation circle? What's the parameters here?
Anywhere you want to go, and with the scrying thing, good luck.
Right, perfect. That is good.
scrying is location or person, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
These
Well,
are
we
both
can go
once a
to-
day items, so. Out of character once per long rest.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Do they require attunement, and are there limitations to? who
Oh
can
yes,
attune them?
you do have to attune to it, unfortunately. I would suggest one person attune to both, since you'll be doing the casting and you need to know where to go. Again, and then he starts listing out like an advert for like pills in the middle of the night. Like, if you use this, side effects might include blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaker will wait for him to finish and then ask him on the topic of history. Have you ever heard of the ages?
There's a quiet silence, and then Faina. We're in contact with the Aegis, but they cannot come in. Not because we won't
Understanding.
let them, but because they simply cannot find us.
Is that the Aegis remains that are outside of this pocket dimension?
She nods. That one there
Well,
is.
I've also been in touch with parts of them, and it does seem like they're, well, according to them, they're ready to back us up.
I've heard
I
the
don't know if that
same.
means that they can come or what it means. I'm not really.
I've been in contact with several of them, actually. That one, and she points to Gavin. That one is a descendant of Firdaus.
Oh,
And Firdaus pretty much trained my mother
Oh,
before she passed.
your mother.
Although we weren't part of the Aegis. And I don't think Gavin is old enough to even be inducted. Plus, they can't reach us at the moment. They have this spell called Dream, and it allows somewhat a significant amount of conversation.
I would like to do that. Maybe we could do that with our mutual friend, my friend.
We can definitely do that. Tonight, I will call... She like loading, trying to find... Yes, there should be somebody who has that spell.
Good. I'll tell my friend to what's their names so he can get in touch with them.
My contact. Your contact is who is he?
Toby.
Toby. If you can get Toby in contact with a Dominica.
I'm literally just gonna send him right away and be
Okay.
like, hey, get in touch with Dominica for a dream at the time they normally do it with. Yeah. Everyone minor.
Make me a D100 roll.
Yes, and I will send this sending as many times as it fucking needs to go out.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Everyone is good?
It reaches.
I'm
It reaches.
best at
Definitely.
this.
Make me another 100 to see if he gets all of it.
Yes.
Please good, please.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
only rolling.
Yo, are we
This is
all...
the third 84, I think.
Exactly.
I think I had one earlier. And then the 88 as well. Yeah, three 84s and an 88.
We only roll 84s this game session.
What's the chance of that? Can someone
Surprisingly, what are the chances? 100 times, 100 squared, was it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You get a reply. He goes, wait, what? Sure. How did you even know that? And this is because you rolled so high. His reply
you
was
were
also
talking to someone who's there.
it's like, what the fuck? Dominica,
fucking told
okay.
you we were there. Like, this is me briefing you on things. We can. I can see Toby again.
Yay! He's gonna be old. Yeah, you get
Gonna
that. So he's very
leave for
confused,
being
but he's
old.
like, "How did you even know Dominica? She's gonna eat me alive for asking such a favor."
Good. Wait, Toby knows Demonica?
Dominica, yes,
He knows Aegis outside in the outside world. He was part of them because we sent them away with
Yeah,
the
I
Aegis
remember.
to be protected. So he's
he decided
So
to be
I
you
remember,
cool.
like,
joined. That's cute.
He was sent out with them, and then most of them made it, some of them didn't, and that's when Aaron got disappeared from the group as well
Okay.
as like.
yeah. Aaron and some of my friends, went with Aaron back to Krera, and Toby did not. He stayed with my mother.
Yeah,
stayed with
Normandy
Aegis.
went back to Krera, obviously.
Yes, because there's a little
That's
tiny
why-
Normandy
that's how he
cult.
grew the mushroom tunnels.
He has a little
So
Normandy
Max
cult.
and Toby stayed, whereas the other ones left.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what happened to my brother.
Your sendings failed to brother, right?
Wasn't your brother in jail? Did I
He's in
imagine
jail,
that?
And Imerdeel's been pretending to be me and chatting with him. So when I did go and
What?
see him, he was like pissed off and just telling me to get out of his fucking head. That was the last time because she went there.
She needs a hobby that's
This
not
is
just
new news to me.
This is
This is
end of
new.
part 1 stuff.
That's
Oh.
so funny. She's just fucking with you.
She's
for,
just a
for
pest,
no reason.
okay? She's just a
Yeah,
pest.
For the love of the
Imerdeel literally
game.
went and like turned my family against me, kind of stuff. And I don't know what happened after that because brainwash.
Yes.
But yeah, the matriarch had access to Gunnlaug's brother.
You knew.
And then there was
Yes.
that weird
Perhaps
dream you
you've been
had.
replaced, and that's why she's not caring about getting you back.
Oh,
That'd be mean.
good luck, Mark 2.
Good bro.
Good
Yeah,
bro.
These guys have some weird obsessions.
Eh,
Is there anything else I need to share? Okay, so we've shared about the robots, the ooze, the various terrible projects, the towers, the ages. We are not sharing about Normandy. Well,
Yeah.
Normandy descendants. We are not sharing about Granny Fame because those people work better by being unexplained. I don't think it's even possible to share about Guy because we have no idea either.
Yeah, we just know that he's the guy that, he
employer.
wants to overthrow Fat Robert.
Yeah, but to hear that
Their
the
boss.
Aegis is still around is quite surprising.
Oh, they
Do we
they
know that
were
already? I've already
we
shared
did
that.
they were
yeah.
an international organization. They just
I
lost
Yeah.
didn't.
Era army.
No, I didn't hear that. I only knew that Toby was alive. I didn't think that Aegis survived the
Oh,
intact.
No, Toby informed us that Aegis is still around.
yeah, I remember that
we've known
Aegis is
that for
still
a while.
around, even I'm not from your era,
Or
people.
maybe I wasn't in that session or something. Okay, maybe. I missed it.
It's in Text RPs, I think.
Oh, okay.
From a while
right.
back, from like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Many, many.
The Gunnlaug sendings with yeah, that makes sense.
With Toby. Yeah.
What else was I was gonna ask something, but I've forgotten what it was now. We
Just
haven't really seen much of the ooze creatures being used practically, right?
the
'Cause
only
we've
time
seen
you
the
saw
robots
them.
patrolling around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the only time you've seen them in a situation
Was the
was
Githard.
in Githard, yeah. That
Yeah.
that felt like something Evil Bosk was doing to test her projects.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
But to
further
me, the-
confirmed by the other facility that was in 2nd grade. And you were
Yeah,
like, okay, this is probably why. They're still
Hey, guys,
unruly.
I really have to go because it's late. And,
Okay, oh yeah, it's also 11.
Bye.
Bye,
Yeah.
Ida. Have a good night.
Bye. Thank you for session.
Bye. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, the reason I'm concerned about the two is the robots are very obvious, but the ooze can be sleeper agent material.
I mean, the first iteration of the ooze, you
I don't
remember,
think they can.
like way
They're
back
very
then.
obvious.
Like way back then, you remember the ooze being, coming out from
with
dead
Kel?
people's nose.
Yeah,
Yes. Like, I mean, we
think
didn't
that's
think
like a
much about it
different
because we
thing,
were
right?
fighting Kale, but those things did come out and then they were released all that. So, like, it seemed to activate when the person died.
yeah.
So you never know if there's like a bunch of sleeper agent kind of thing, and we hope that boss project never got that far into being weaponized that way.
Yes. What I was working on is quite different from what we found with Kel
Yes.
and his goons.
But what the hell is Erin's thing? Because remember we found Erin in like a weird fake body thing tube tied up. That is nasty.
That one you
It's a
definitely
remote
don't know.
body.
She
That's
was
a remote
remote
body.
networking, but you
Yes,
don't know
yeah,
what
and,
is
like,
going on with her.
She was working from home, you know.
Yes. Even Valerius doesn't know what that project is, right?
No.
No, he didn't seem to
Yeah.
realize.
That
And-
one's dangerous.
And my other group has potentially found her laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we gotta go there next, I guess. No, the next thing we need to do is go do the thing we told Guy we were gonna do, which was flip Fat Robert.
Yeah,
Eradicate
we need to do
Fat
something
Robert.
with. We need
Yeah.
to do something with Falsen City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a point by destroying
We
it.
need to make. We need to make Falsen great again.
Oh no!
Fat Robert, you've failed this city.
So that would be your next step, is to go into
Yeah.
Falsen.
Yes.
Yes. When can we start?
They're I'm not sure what to believe into.
Speaker say, let's have a word with Mr. Synex and the other folks from Falsen itself. That's
Have you spoken to them yet, by the way?
Yes, we did speak
yeah.
to them before you. In fact, we can call them in now. Rolliver. And then Rolliver goes out through one of the flaps and then comes back in with 3 of them and Sinex.
Topher,
Yeah.
and
Topher, Nadira.
Flower Girl.
Not Flower Girl, different girl. I mean the other
Yeah,
Flower
different
Girl.
The flower girl.
I mean
The
the
different flower
the
girl.
herbs girl.
And okay,
Nadira
Topher,
and
Nadira,
Bella.
and Will.
Belil.
Belil.
Bell L.
The post office man.
Yes. Postman Bell.
Ah,
Bell.
because he rings the bell after he
Oh.
delivers his letters.
Sinex
No,
is
that's
like,
not
is
what
it
postmen do.
good? Am I free? Like, can I go? Unfortunately, Sinex, you're still in trouble for bringing random people back here. Fortunately for you, you're not grounded, but you're going to be helping them for a while in Falsen. And you're not allowed to come back for 3 months.
Ah, we get to keep him. Lovely.
Hey, we have
What do
friends.
you mean I can't come back? When you go to Falsen, your task is to help them. What was it that you need to do? Get rid of fat what?
Fat
Fat
Robert.
Robert.
Fat
It's
Robert.
just simple for us.
He knows
because
what
I
we're
know
talking
who-
about.
I do, but
Yes.
why?
Who
Have you-
says this? Sinex?
Sinex.
Is it
Sinex.
Sinex,
Sinex?
like why?
If you get rid of Fat Robert, some asshole is going to take over.
Yes, that's us. We're the next asshole.
I don't get
Oh,
it. Don't you
you
have
are the
like
next asshole.
don't you have like stuff to do? How can you take care of a place? No, I'm not. No, I'm supposed to be adventuring. Not doing paperwork. Sad face.
We're not going to get rid of him by doing paperwork.
Wait, so how am I helping you?
We need to know more about Falsen's inner workings.
I can do that. I can get you with the right
Not-
people. And since, Topher, Nadira, and Belil knows each other, we can, connect the dots. And then Rifan can
Yes,
come
exactly.
into...
We need a
Connect the
revolution.
dots.
Revolution.
Yes.
That's a scary word, Catman.
It's a scary world.
He looks at you, he's like, with that face of, you're trying to find a word. Like Catman. But you did it.
Yeah. I'm just looking at like
He's potato boy.
normal.
Oh, he did pick up a
Let's do
potato.
Let's do some careful planning before we promise any revolutions.
Cool.
Yes.
Nadira is like, so are we blowing stuff up?
We need to make sure we don't blow the wrong stuff.
The first question I would have is, does the matriarch have any way of getting her people quickly into the city, such as teleportation circles?
Oh, of course. There's a few teleportation circles in and around the noble areas, the rich people places, which I don't have access to. Sinex is talking. I can't get people there, but we can try and disrupt it. But that's not saying she doesn't
you know
already
where
have
they are?
forces. I cannot confirm where they are. We need to search for more. There could be 1, there could be 3.
Yes, when we are about to change leadership, we need to make sure we try to cut off as much support as possible. But that will be all in the planning.
Also,
it's
I
a bit
don't-
late for me now.
That's fair. We'll do planning offline. Anyway, We'll continue this offline. Unfortunately for you listeners, we will be away for
All right.
a couple of
Gonna be a
months.
bunch of yapping anyway.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of yapping. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great month and a half or so on until we see you sometime in April. Stand out, walk around, stretch, drink water, and don't forget to fart, because if you don't, that's where bad ideas come from. Okay, bye.
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 Bye.